There you go. Otis Ferry's dad, Brian. This is BBC Hereford and Worcester Brothers of a Saturday morning. A very good morning to you. And joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, in our plush BBC Hereford and Worcester studios, straight from performing in front of the Prince of Wales in Abu Dhabi. Sorry. In the Prince of Wales in Abu Dhabi. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Blobbie Williams.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Dave. It's so nice to be here.
Good morning.
So nice to be here. Although I will say, just as I walk in, the very first thing I see in reception is a magazine that says the Fast Diet Recipe Book. I don't know whether you're trying to lay hints or something to me.
Clearly some stranger has left that. We don't have those sort of books in the BBC. How are you? What you been up to?
I'm very good. I'm off gigging and performing, and usually when I come in here with four of the fat blokes.
You do?
Known as Take Fat.
Yeah.
But I'm in here on my own, and it's a little bit scary.
Is it?
So I'm going to have to.
So is this a, Mrs. P? Ring the news desk. Blobbie Williams has broken away from Take Fat.
Well, what happens in it's. I'm not going to. I'm not leaving Take Fat. I want to make that right off the bat. I'm not leaving the band. I'm not doing any dramatic exit. But there has been. Is the word demand the right thing? People have been asking me to perform solo Blobbie.
Right.
And with Robbie Williams, done his O2 shows, very successful, and he's doing his tour later this year with Ollie Murs. I thought, why not? So I've got a band who are superb, so good, and we're going off on the road, and we're touring it as a solo Blobbie Williams with the support act coming from Blobbie Murs. No, it doesn't get any better than that. It is Ollie Murs, but with a bald head, basically. Blobbie Murs and Blobbie Williams on the road, and we're playing in Worcester next Friday, May the 3rd, at the Worcester Mars Bar.
Is that the kick-off to the tour?
That's pretty much it, yeah. And then we're just travelling all over the place, and, it's very tiring, because not only am I trying to travel and gig with Take Fat, I've got all the Blobbie Williams rehearsals and tours going on, so it's all very good, all very exciting.
Great stuff, man. I think it's great. It's really took off, hasn't it? I mean,
yeah.
You haven't stopped since you started.
That's one way to put it. Well, I think we're very lucky. Obviously, it's been well documented that anyone that knows about Blobbie Williams or Take Fat, that I was on Channel 4's Come Dine With Me, and that was about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit more, but since then, it's probably been repeated about 20, 30 times, and I just wish I'd have won £1,000 every time that it had been shown, because I've been very wealthy, but I didn't. So that's been repeated a lot. I get messages from New Zealand and Australia from people watching it, and in America, people have seen the show. So the word spreads quite a lot. You forget that television just isn't in Hereford and Worcester.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Telly is massive.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So, and we've done a few other TV shows and a few different bits, and I was on a TV show probably about 2.5 weeks ago with Davina McCall on a new show, so... It's,
What was that? Explain to me, because thankfully I don't watch daytime telly. But
you're a busy man, unlike us musicians that lie around in the day and come out at night.
I always remember years ago when was it at Little and Large, and he actually said, it's all right for you lot. We work in the evenings. We have to watch daytime telly.
Yeah, exactly. It was Davina McCall. It's called 5 Minutes to a Fortune, and we were on the very first show, and you get a chance to win £50,000. I wasn't on there as Blobbie. I was on there with my best mate Guy, and we got right through to the final round. There's a big hourglass with £50,000 in it, and you have to delegate time to try and win the money and answer questions. It's like the cube for the mind, and it got to the last round, and I had to answer a question which I failed to answer, and all the money drained away, and we lost.
Oh, Lord. What was the question?
Has
it been on the telly?
Yes, it's been on. I can answer it. It was. I can answer it now, actually. But it was a top 10 list, and I had to name 5 of the best-selling children's authors, which you think is very easy. So straight away I said Roald Dahl. Then I said David Walliams. And then I saw Harry Potter, and my mind went blank. I could not think of J.K. Rowling, Enid Blyton, C.S. Lewis, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. They all came to me after the time had run out. So I had a minute to answer it, and with the live studio audience and Davina McCall, smelling of L'Oreal, stood next to me. It was... I think the tension got to me a little bit, and, I failed to win, but,
It is... That's why people who go on Mastermind, I think, are brilliant. Even to go on it. If you got it and scored 3, if you got your name right, exactly. I think. Because you're sat in that chair, and it's not Magnus now, it's old thingy, what, and Humphreys, and he's banging questions at you. And if you get one wrong, I'm sure that must put you totally off.
It does. It completely throws you.
Yeah.
As soon as you start, not that I've been on Mastermind, but 5 minutes of a fortune. As soon as you think you can't remember and you can see the person, everything else goes out the window. Everything else, and of course, there's this big hourglass that was pouring with £50,000 going through it, and the pressure of that, and the lights and everything out, you suddenly just melt on the spot. So I looked pretty stupid, but when I got home, I thought, C.S. Lewis, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
I know them all now.
Yeah.
So maybe that wasn't my best subject to get, but it's all good. It gave me a bit more exposure as well, which is good. I got a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook talking to me, so it all helps to the big PR wagon that's rolling on to promote the shows as we travel around the country and try and, make a name for ourselves.
Good stuff, mate. Stay there. We'll have another natter in a minute. Could it be magic? Could well be what are known as Take That. I think they're the tribute band, of course, to Take Fat.
That's right.
Yeah, they've done rather well for themselves doing just copying you guys.
Yeah, they've done all right. Yeah. They I think one of their parents had more money than ours, so they managed to get ahead of the game.
Just roll us back. I mean, why did you start Take Fat? Why? What was it all about?
I remember it was back to Blobbie Williams.
Right.
It started, and genuinely, my other half, Gemma, said, because I've always loved him as an entertainer. I've said, whether people love him or hate him as an entertainer, he's brilliant. I said, I'd love to get up on stage and do that, and, just great. And she said, well, you've got the dark hair and you do the face. So I did my blobby face, which you can't see on the radio. And she said, well, you could do that. So I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, if people want to go and see a tribute act to Robbie, are they going to come and see a fat bloke on stage bouncing around, singing his songs? Is it funny enough? So I thought, well, maybe actually we could do the whole lot. And Take Fat came into my head. I thought, it's perfect, isn't it? So I went and saw Jules Benjamin, local musician, Friends of the Stars, and I said, do you want to be my Gary Lardo? And that was it, and we put it together, and we found some friends, and it's been going ever since. But there's always been that thought of doing the Blobbie Williams. So when this opportunity came round and I got the band together, it just made perfect sense. And it seems to be quite a popular idea. I've got, like the Mars Bar next Friday.
Yeah.
I think tickets are pretty much almost sold out.
Okay.
And so to fill the venue, and the fact that I'm on my own, there's that worry of, wow, it's just me. Are people going to come? Are people going to enjoy it? And, but there's such a massive back catalogue of music as well from Robbie that I've got so many choices, from the brand new stuff to the old stuff. It's just great.
When you look back, he's lasted a long time.
He has.
At the top of the trade.
He's done very well.
There's not many done that.
No. It's a bit like me at one of those eat-all-you-can buffets. I last forever.
By the way, talking about big blokes throwing themselves around, I think you saw the Blues Brothers in Morville last week. Did you go and see it?
No, I know the show.
Oh, right.
I know the people that do the Blues
I'll tell you
Brothers.
what, fantastic.
Jake Blues.
Yeah, I went last Saturday night, and I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
2 shows a day.
Yeah.
And it's just high action for about an hour and 45 minutes.
Pretty mega. It's pretty mega. I've done a Blues Brothers show once or twice, and playing Jake Blues, the bigger guy, obviously, and we played for the troops in Germany as well, which was quite something. We played Geneva Arena in Switzerland and all the rest of it.
That was as Blues Brothers? As
the Blues Brothers, yeah. Back in that. I still do the odd one, which is great fun, and people go, wow, you're a big guy, but you have to pull those moves out and do the cartwheels and get the whip out and do rawhide and shake your tail feather and do you love me and all that. I mean, there's some great time. The Blues Brothers were initially just a tribute band themselves. They were just a covers band playing some great soul, rhythm and blues music. But they made the movie, which was a bit of a flop, wasn't it? Back in just in '79, I think it was originally released. Flopped,
was it really?
And then came back out in the '80s, early 1980, and then was just a massive hit. But it's great to perform. But the blokes that do these big theatre shows, you have to have some people go, how do you manage that? Because you're so big, how do you keep going? You just have to. So you have to have the stamina to do it.
Yeah, I went last Saturday and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. One of the best live shows I've seen, and the guys doing it were just phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
As I said, I don't know how they do it. I might play a bit of the old Blues Brothers for you a bit later. Anyway, you're on next week?
Right, yes.
Friday,
May the 3rd, 8 p.m. There are tickets online. You can get them from, I believe, Music City, which is in Worcester on the Tithing, or the Mars Bar. And you can go to my website, blobbiewilliams.co.uk, or Facebook. There's links everywhere online, so you can get the tickets online. You can buy them from the Mars Bar or Music City, and it's going to be 8. It kicks off at 8 p.m, I believe, and of course the live band and Baldy Murs will be supporting us. It's just going to be such a great night. I can't wait.
Before you go, though,
yes,
leave that Diet magazine in here.
Yeah,
it could
know where that's
ruin your career. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Blobbie Williams.
Thank you.